Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Adam McElligott. Today is day 19 of reading the Bible every day. We're on Genesis chapter 19. So, a little bit of a recap of what happened in Genesis chapter 18. God had told Abraham that he would fulfill his covenant with him to be father of many nations through his wife Sarah. Abraham, he's 99, Sarah's 90 at this point in time, and saying that uh, Sarah's going to have a son, Isaac, who he's going to uh, fulfill his covenant with. And Sarah laughs it off. God states, "Is there anything too hard for the Lord?" And then we progress and we get to a point where God says that he's going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because of the grievousness of their sins. And so Abraham is speaking with God, and God says originally, if there's, he's just going to destroy them all. And then Abraham says, well, what if there's 50 righteous among them? Would you still destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if there's 50? And God said he would not destroy them with the city. I think that there's a little bit here to say, one, just how much God knows how terrible the people of Sodom and Gomorrah are, but there's also um, a somewhat of a struggle with Abraham, and Abraham's basically saying, I would know that these righteous should not be taken down with the bad, and God is basically agreeing with him in a way, and he gets it all the way down to 10. He says, "I will not destroy it for 10's sake," and then they both went their way, and so now we're in chapter 19 right now. And this is, I guess, the observation period for God to figure out if there's any righteous people. Let's go ahead. Let's pray, and we'll get into Genesis chapter 19. Father, I want to thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to sit here and read your word, Lord, for whoever would listen. Father, I ask that you give me the wisdom to understand your word. Let you speak through me and be a vessel for you, Lord. I ask that anyone hearing this would come to you a little closer, Father, and seek you in front of all that they do, Lord. In your name I pray. Amen. All right, let's get into chapter 19. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground, and he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed unto them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which come in to thee this night? Bring them out to us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons in law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And the Lord said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold, now the city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. O let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing, also that I will not overthrow the city, for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore thy name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth, and Lot entered unto Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants in the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham sat up early in the morning in the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar, and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar. And he dwelt in the cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morning that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Benami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. That's a crazy chapter. So Lot is the nephew of Abraham, and it could be the reason why Abraham felt so strongly to speak with the Lord about letting anyone survive if there was anyone righteous in there. But basically, so this chapter starts off, we have 2 angels go to Lot, and he's sitting at the gate of Sodom. And he sees the angels, and he tries to invite them into the house, and the angels say, no, we're gonna stay on the street tonight. And Lot insists, and he's able to get them inside. And a group of Sodomites, they see the people, or I guess the angels enter into Lot's house, and they're saying, we're gonna judge them. And basically, Lot says no, and they get pulled back inside. Well, they're telling Lot that Sodom's going to be destroyed, and he needs to get out. And so Lot basically tells his daughters, he's got two daughters, tells his wife, and he even tells his daughters' husbands, or yeah, their new husbands, because they've been married, and they took it as him just basically being insincere and crazy. And so the next morning they wake up, and the angels direct Lot to the gate, and Lot is speaking with God, and he's saying, God basically says to him, flee to the mountains, don't look back. And Lot asked God, can I go to this small city over here instead of going to the mountains? Because, I mean, I guess Lot's too old to climb mountains, but, he's kind of bartering with God in his own way. And God says, okay, go ahead. You can go to Zor. He said, just don't look back. Well, and then says that the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and basically destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And when this was happening, Lot's wife looked back, and she turned into a pillar of salt for seeing it, for disobeying the Lord. And then so Lot's in Zor, and peculiar thing, his daughters get him drunk 2 nights in a row, and they each lay bed with Lot, their father, and they each become pregnant with Lot's son. And that's where it leaves off. Lots going on here. Man, I just, it's crazy because Genesis is just such a wild book so far. I feel like, we all hear the Sunday school stories, or most of us, or some of us even, and I don't know, for some reason I just kind of feel like I'm reading this all again for the first time. And so it's just really interesting to see how everything, the timeline of events, is unfolding. I've been doing more to try and prepare for these readings, and be able to understand a little bit about what I'm reading before I get into it. And I I just think it's really really cool what's going on. One of the most interesting discoveries I had was the 13-year time frame between um, uh, Abraham wedding or bedding with Hagar, and then up until Isaac. But yeah, so that's Genesis chapter 19. Appreciate you listening. My name's Adam McElligott, signing off.